Hey, what's up guys? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video. And inside of this video, I'm going to show you guys one of the craziest decks I have ever created on my account. So as you guys might know, I made a giant skeleton Three Musketeer deck a while back that I've really been trying to play recently, but unfortunately I haven't been doing it to much success. So I decided to swap in a Golem as well as a mini P.E.K.K.A. and some 3 Elixir minions. And overall, it's been one of the craziest decks I've ever played on my account. It's been so much fun to play, and I've been having a lot of success with it. I couldn't believe it because the Golem obviously costs 8 Elixir, 3 Musketeers cost 9 Elixir, and having those both together inside of a deck seems a little bit insane. But I gotta tell you guys, I've been dominating with this deck. It's so much fun to play, especially when you get to double Elixir. You can really turn the battle in like half a second. So I'm gonna show you guys a couple of battles I had today while I was in Korea, and to show you guys exactly what happened. Now, as you can see in the very beginning, things start off a little bit slow. I've just gotta play defense. I played my Musketeers I played my minions right after the princess had locked onto the tower to make sure the minions didn't die. Hopefully I don't call the 3 minions the 3 Musketeers for the rest of the video, but I'm sort of just taking it slow. The real power of this deck is when you reach double Elixir, but if you can even play it before double Elixir and get everything you want down, it still serves to be a pretty amazing deck. Now, one thing that's really cool about the deck is if you play the Golem in the very back, by the time the Golem reaches the bridge, you can actually play your 3 Musketeers for a crazy combo. But like most people aren't just going to let you sit back and play a 17 Elixir combo, so it's really rare situations where you can get it done, and you sort of just have to bide your time until then. Now, as you can see, I've got a pretty deadly push going on both sides, and one thing that I do like to do with this deck is play the Golem and Valkyrie on opposite sides, and then follow up with Spear Goblins behind either one of those, and it works out pretty well. We've got the Golem onto the tower right now. Spear Goblins are going to help take that out as well, and as we poison it to kill those Barbarians, we're going to take the first tower of the game before it's even gone to double Elixir. Now, here's where the true power of the deck comes out. I'm going to play my Valkyrie, which is going to crush both the Musketeer as well as the Princess, and I'm going to start saving up for a massive push with my Golems and 3 Musketeers, and it's going to be a little bit crazy. I already got them down before it was double Elixir, and take a look at this. I'm actually just going to drop my 3 Musketeers in the very center, and they're going to instantly lock onto the left-hand tower and end up taking that out for the second crown of the battle. At this point, this guy's hope has been demoralized. He's like, why is this guy playing a 3 Musketeer Golem deck against me? And overall, easy 3 crown victory right there, picking up a GG. Well played against our friend from some clan. All right, well, Toilet Toils, whatever this clan I'm in right now with Nick, ended up working out pretty well for us. 3 crowns to 0, but that's just one example of this deck, guys. I didn't even have to do a massive push to 3 crown his tower using both the Golem and the Musketeer. So let's go ahead and hop into another one against Boss Hog and show you the true power of this deck. Now, believe it or not, the 3 Musketeers are actually really strong against some of the cards in this meta. A lot of people are playing something like the Miner, they're playing Hog Rider. And if you can split your 3 Musketeers effectively, you can actually do a pretty significant amount of damage to them. As you can see, he's going to be playing the Miner right here. I do have to counter with my Valkyrie, and the Valkyrie is actually going to end up going behind the tower for the Miner, which means that his minions are going to get a crazy amount of damage. But at this point, I've got a full health Golem down the right-hand lane. And again, the true power of this deck is when you get to double Elixir. Even if I give up a lot of damage against my towers before then, I really don't mind. But still, take a look right now as my mini P.E.K.K.A. is getting so close to end up taking out a lot of those troops. Ended up dying to those Spear Goblins, but on the left-hand side, the Valkyrie and the Spear Goblins ended up taking the tower down to 727 HP. So we've already dominated the left-hand side of the map. The right-hand side obviously looks pretty good with those Golemites. He ends up having to play a Miner, a level 5 Miner at that. I still need to get mine up to level 4 to take that out. But still, we're looking pretty good right now. We've only taken a little bit of damage on the bottom left, and we've ended up damaging both of his towers. So if we can just keep up what we're doing, let's go ahead and play another Golem in the very back. We should be prepared for a massive push, and we can end this game in a single swoop before it goes to extra time. All right, so let's go ahead and zap those Goblins, and as the mini P.E.K.K.A. runs forward, I don't have enough Elixir to end up taking it out or distracting it, but still, I'm really not that worried right now. He doesn't have that much Elixir. We've got a mini P.E.K.K.A. and a Golem crashing down the lane, and seeing as he just played that poison, he doesn't have too much Elixir left, especially after dropping those Spear Goblins. All right, so Spear Goblins aren't going to do too much. Golem is still completely healthy, has about half health, but for a Golem, that's thousands and thousands of HP. Golem's going to lock onto the tower. Valkyrie and Spear Goblins are on the right-hand side, and as he drops the Zap spell, he's completely gone for Elixir, and all we have left is that King Tower that we're sure to rush with our 3 Musketeers. So far so good. I don't even think I've dropped 3 Musketeers inside of this battle just yet. It's been a little bit hectic, and now that we've gone to extra time, we can finally get that done. 3 Musketeers are going to go down, and look what they do to the Miner. Look what they do to the Goblin Hut, or sorry, the Goblin Barrel, and look what they do to that Mini P.E.K.K.A. That was an 11 elixir push, and the 3 Musketeers took it out in like half a second. Now let's go ahead and do a final push with our Golem, our 3 Musketeers, and even though they're so low, they should have enough HP to live a little bit longer unless he zaps them. Okay, he did zap them, but we got the Mini P.E.K.K.A, we got the Golem, we got the Poison Spell that's been dropped. This one is pretty much over, and we should have enough damage to wrap up this game in just a moment. So you can see how crazy it is when you get to double elixir. With the Mini P.E.K.K.A and the 3 Musketeers providing so much damage, it's really hard for your opponent to do anything, and we ended up picking up a pretty clean 3 crown to 1 victory against Boss Hog, and things turned out pretty well. So even though we did lose that first tower in the very beginning, we had already damaged his other tower so much that things did not really matter. Let's hop into a couple more battles against some different decks just to show you guys how much variety this deck has. One problem is that if people rush you in the very beginning, obviously you are guaranteed to take some damage, but again, the true strength of this deck is into extra time, and almost no one can defend it. If they don't have a fireball to take out the 3 Musketeers, if they don't have the proper counters to take you out, you can end up doing a pretty significant amount of damage. And check out this sweet play I make right here. I dropped the 3 Musketeers. Check out how I split these. I dropped them so one is on the right, one's in the middle, and one's on the left. That was one of my best 3 Musketeer placements ever. At this point, we've got 2 Musketeers. Okay, 1 Musketeer on the left. We got 1 Musketeer on the right. That's going to do like 1,000 damage. He does have that minion horde, but they actually end up splitting pretty well for me to where we're going to have a couple that go to the tower, which will be dealt with, and now we have a couple more that are going to the Golemites, but still, they should be able to die as well. We've already taken the tower down to less than 1,400 HP, as well as we damaged the other tower significantly, whereas he's barely even touched our tower using that Miner and Mini P.E.K.K.A deck. Now, I think that the Miner Mini P.E.K.K.A deck is one of the best decks in the game. I've told you guys how crazy strong that the Miner is, and since I didn't have a good play right here, I went ahead and played my Poison Spell onto that Elixir Collector, but seeing as we do have the 3 Musketeers inside of our deck, which has worked so well previously against the Miner, we're just going to go ahead and drop our Spear Goblins. Our Valkyrie should be able to take out that Princess right there, and a smooth sailing so far as we head into the rest of the battle. Again, just waiting 25 more seconds till we can get that double elixir and set up for a massive push. He does have a pretty decent elixir advantage against us, and he's going to end up cycling his Spear Goblins as well as his elixir pump. I actually think that was a little bit of a waste because the Spear Goblins are going to die to the cannon that would have expired anyway. So let's go ahead and set up for a big Golem push down the left-hand lane, and this should be the push that we need to end this game. All right, so Golem is going to go ahead and start crawling. We've got the Mini P.E.K.K.A that's going to latch on to that Miner right there. I'm going to end up zapping that Mini P.E.K.K.A, and he's going to zap my Mini P.E.K.K.A as well, but still that Mini P.E.K.K.A is going to die no problem. And at this point, just saving up 2 more elixir for our 3 Musketeers, and that should be what crushes down this tower depending on what he has to counter us. He plays Spear Goblins on the right as well as his Miner. I'm really not too worried about that at all. At this point, I can just go for the win. I don't care about that tower on the right hand side. I don't care about that princess too much. I'm going to go ahead and end up using my poison, but the 3 Musketeers have locked onto that King Tower, and before you can say Chief Pat, the battle's over, and 3 crowns are in our favor. Guys, you guys are getting the drift by now. You play the Golem in the back, you wait till you get the 3 Musketeers, you get mad OP when you get into overtime, and the game is pretty much over. Free trophies whenever you want it, and that's pretty much how this strategy works. One more battle for you guys. Let's hop against Heisenberg using this deck. And you can see in the very beginning, the one thing is with this deck is you don't always get a very good starting hand. Personally, I would like to probably play, I mean, I don't even know if there is a good starting hand with this deck because it's so crazy, but you can really just try your best. So on the left, I've got 1 Musketeer. On the right, I've got 2 Musketeers. He's going to use his Mini P.E.K.K.A and end up doing a pretty significant amount of damage to that Musketeer right there. And by the time I end up poisoning that Mini P.E.K.K.A down, it's going to get a couple of swings off against my tower. And with the Miner back there as well, we're just going to have to soak up this damage and deal with it. Again, starting hands don't always matter with this deck. You're almost guaranteed to take some damage against your tower. I don't know how you're supposed to defend against certain decks with this, but it just works, especially when you get into, again, double elixir. But let's go ahead and set up with another Golem push from the very back. Let's see what he plays. He actually isn't going to play anything just yet. Okay, he'll drop his Elixir Collector, and for me, I really like when people drop the Elixir Collector against this deck, because I'm at such a disadvantage when I spend 8 Elixir on a Golem that they could just make a giant push down the right-hand lane or the left-hand lane, and I'm only going to be able to counter with with maybe 3 or 4 elixir worth of troops by the time that they get to my side. But now that he has the cannon, he has the elixir pump down, he has the mini P.E.K.K.A, we can drop our musketeer right in his face. We've got the princess trying to do work. We've got the musketeers locked onto the counter, to the tower. The spear goblins are going crazy as well. He doesn't even know what to play. He's trying to think about what to play right now. He plays his minion horde. Guess what? That's going to be real easy for our 3 musketeers to take out. We've got the golemites. We've got the spear goblins. I'm dropping a good game because before you know it, before you can say Galadon is my dad, this battle is over. Heisenberg is down. And again, another 3 crown victory. Guys, 3 Musketeers Golem, if you want to try this out, I would highly recommend it. I know it's only available at higher arenas, but it's a super fun deck. It's not only troll, but it's amazing. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you guys have tried it before, send me some pictures on Twitter, but it's a lot of fun. One of my favorite decks I've ever played on this account, and it is a Chief Pat special. I made this deck when I was sitting in a cafeteria in Korea, so I hope you guys like it, and you let me know what you guys think. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.